This episode features a lot of price talk. What is the situation with Ripple in Brazil after its developers were arrested? There are grants available for remain calm and settling in. We intend to jump. I love Bitcoin, I'm really into it. 1% arrived at 67,341 USDT and USDC, both arriving at their respective dollar pegs as XRP. It appears that they are displaying some vitality from the hourly chart's upward arrow. The average lean is 51 cents. I'm sure it's sultry. Is it not complete? The market capitalization of cryptocurrency stands at $2 trillion and $463 billion. Where will we travel next? I'm not sure where we go from here, people. The number 74 indicates that we are in a state of uncertainty. The bull run, coupled with a break below 70, suggests let's go back to the basic calculations in the $50,000 range. Which direction should we go? I'm not sure if it's time right now. I believe a spider just landed on my leg. Is it going to be over soon? We always manage to arrive. Anticipated we'll see a move up from here in May or June. There's a reason I keep saying this. Ignore everyone else who is just sitting around with these amazing ideas that never materialize. Instead, focus on what's happening behind the scenes, the alliances we have, and our future goals. That never materializes. Join a genuine team that has genuine alliances and is providing the XRP with widespread utility. Ledger, a reliable cryptocurrency, sent out a message that, in my opinion, everyone ought to hear. Message clearly we can sometimes become overwhelmed in this environment, and on occasion, we just need to take a little step back to see things for what they truly are. I will inevitably annoy some people by sharing my candid thoughts and viewpoints about this market, but there's no benefit in doing so. I can address the concerns of those who have already visited this market. I have to keep reminding myself that I have been paying attention. Even though some individuals in this field are relatively new and inexperienced and may be grappling with the challenges of their first significant setback or experiencing the excitement of their first significant victory, they may perceive my expectations and SL viewpoints as offensive. Despite their sincerity in seeking the truth, I must constantly remind myself that these individuals are not motivated by logic or reason, as their actions can be perceived as attacks. Can occasionally be influenced by feelings. Up until that point, I continue to feel both good and bad. My work serves as a reminder that the urge to denigrate others to elevate oneself frequently results from internal battles that no one is willing to acknowledge, and that, occasionally, those struggles find an outlet in the outside world. I hope you find the strength to overcome those challenges, because living with so much hate, wrath, and frustration will undoubtedly have an impact on you in some way. Having said that, I'm not leaving. However, I'm going to adopt a somewhat more flexible stance in the upcoming days, so the situation as it stands is as follows. My man is facing attacks from social media, Twitter ninnies, and keyboard warriors due to his long-standing practice of offering free TA on his channel. You're implying that we will sink. Why do you act so harshly when he's just called you? As he sees it, and he's usually correct when he says so, people are attacking him, so he's just going to take a small step back, which will be beneficial for him. Following the transfer of 50 million XRP from Ripple to an unidentified wallet, the SEC called off their Ripple settlement meeting. Here you go for today. Settlement interpretation. To be honest, I won't even comment on the settlement interpretation because it is already in place. The 50 million XRP that Ripple transferred to the wallet remains unchanged. You want to discuss the securities of old securities using XRP to pay your legal bills to finance your company to pay your debts, so you go pay their legal bills. If they left here with that, the SEC would be all over them. Tether connected to cash laundering real flies reveals startling conclusions. We have been hearing about this for a long time, and now we clearly understand it. We have been following the story of Tether for a very long time. Is Tether disappearing, indeed? You and many others, including Rip, are aware of what they're doing. Yes, they are using printing to make large purchases. Since I arrived in 2017, we have recognized this as a permanent issue, yet we have taken no action to address it. Not even a blip has occurred in this regard. We've already witnessed the concern, so does Ripple's decision to fully develop their stablecoin represent a positive step? Tether's CEO responded to Brad Garlinghouse's remarks about Tether and Ripple stablecoins. The interesting thing about it all, though, is that Gingle said nothing negative and even commended Tether, although Tether is aware of their dubious business practices. This man was already trembling and shaking in his boots. Furthermore, it's a fact that most individuals are unaware of what goes on behind the scenes at Ripple, and doing so will cost them money in the form of market capitalization, shares, and other negative outcomes. Then they would not be able to participate in the dump. There it is, the never-ending XRP triangle. Never comes to an end. It's quite simple to achieve the aforementioned goals, folks. Here's how. We've continued our discussion about this. In this regard, XRP must break and hold above 75 cents, XRP Ledger, and LAM, which represent the Latin Asian LM region. I think that's the reason. Why am I unable to sketch this person? Please assist me. You are aware of my words. Latin, I'll be honest with you. Indeed, that was my initial impression of Latin America. In Latin America, LAT is used for covers. Brazil, Mexico, and Chile adore it. As I predicted, Ripple was present, and they are now saying goodbye. They spoke with Silvio Pagado and used the building blocks to get the XRP ledger up and running. I can't hear it until you speak. The managing director of Brazil provides clarification. Why is the use of a new stablecoin for cross-border payments significant? They are making good use of the steady coin over there. Does anyone still recall this article? Are we planning to set a date for this? I don't think this date will be particularly pleasant for them. They failed to include dates in their piece, which is disappointing. Bitcoin is fantastic, but essentially this is the Brilla token that we're looking at, which is a reliable currency. The XRP ledger is currently pegged to the Brazilian real. We also receive ripples from Brazil that originate in their stable currency. Remember, TravelX, the first bank in Brazil to provide on-demand liquidity, will facilitate large-scale transactions between Brazil and Mexico. It will be fascinating to observe how the stablecoin functions. If XRP will only serve as a bridge for the nation's stablecoins, remember that this was back in September, roughly a year and a half ago. You guessed it, on September 23rd, Ripple allowed Australia and Brazil access to the liquidity hub. Let Australia enter Brazil. Where else is Brazil planning to connect with Mexico? If I had to guess, it would be Thailand. Singapore, Japan, Europe. The list is endless, and ripples were present. Again, a lot is going on there, and I'm aware that I don't have all the answers. In addition to opening in any capacity, Ripple is developing a grant program there, enabling users to compete for grants and grow within the XRP ledger community. Watch Brazil closely. David SCHS informed us about this back in 2017. In 2018, Brazil was going to be a big deal. He believed that XRP would be the next liquidity corridor, based on demand. It took a few more years, of course. However, Ripple has been having meetings with central bankers.